Figure P2-5 is our introduction to angles, and I will warn you up front that with the relations, I started to make this video and I got around to looking for D to E, and I could not find a solution. So we're going to try this again. And if anybody's interested, I'll post the video and the diagnosis of what went wrong. But I still haven't quite found the relation that was inferred or the dimension that was wrong. So there's just a lot of information going on this, and this is we can really kind of sort through the noise. So the midpoint line has been a little bit of an issue. This part is in inches, so let's go ahead and get our file open, and we'll get a sketch on the front plane. And ran into the issue with the midpoint line is that we're accepted on midpoint, and I'm going to put the midpoint at the origin, drag out some distance, and then when we come down, right now everything is for construction infant length. We're not seeing midpoint, so I'm assuming that with the midpoint symbol still active, I need to hit OK and then uncheck for midpoint line. Alright, so at this stage, if I start sketching, I'm back in a regular line, and we're just going to bring these off, and then I do want to watch for those inferences with 94.07. I know that that's not going to be a perpendicular. It's going to be a little bit over, and then back some distance over, and watching out for those perpendiculars again. And I didn't quite drag that one out far enough. Alright, so we'll just pick that up and move it. Alright, so let's get a dimension in to start to set the scale. And so a little bit over, but not too bad. And let it auto scale. Alright, so the one thing to watch out for with the midpoint line then is that first midpoint, and then we accept and we uncheck, is we draw the line. If you go back and you accept, then you're back in midpoint. Alright, so just watch out for those, and then, well, let's see if I can redo that real quick. Don't do a lot of redos, but notice that everywhere there was a midpoint line, you're getting that point. That's one of the methods that it's identifying that line, and placing a point at the midpoint will give you a quick visual that is how it was created. Alright, so I'm going to work around, kind of work both sides since our information we're looking for is up here. So anytime we pick two non-parallel lines, you're going to get an angle, and depending on where you drag and go to place that angle, depends on whether it's interior, exterior, adjacent, take your pick of angles. You're going to be able to get that into a position. Alright, so angle, and since that highlighted at a midpoint, I'm going to hit the escape, make sure I get on the line. So try to stay close to the lines when you're looking for that linear, and then this is 3.0881. So that'll stretch out a little bit. And then once you place the dimension, you can drag it to a better spot. So let's come over to this side, and we'll put in the 100.1 and B to C. And then what's typically going to happen is as you drag away, I'm getting a vertical. It's kind of narrow there, but I'll get a horizontal as well. So coming back close to the line will let me pick up that number. Alright, so B to C is 3.8376. Alright, and we will drag these two a little closer to position. And 94.07. And C to D is 1.8. And since I placed that, there's not really a lot I can do with it for the linear. We can take a look at the leaders real quick. So witness, leader display, it's not really like the circles where I can go from a linear to a radial to a diameter dimension. So dragging just off the line, 1.5043, and then my next dimension coming to the other side, 106.59, and the length from G to H, 1.7713. Alright, so angle FGH, 94.11. And then our distance for G to F is 2.3679. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and put in the distance from E to F, and got that midpoint again, so escape. 3.4361. Okay, and then the way that the drawing shows that angle is we have the extensions. Well, from geometry or definition, this angle and this angle should be the same, this angle and this angle would be the same. So when I place the dimension, the 68.47 goes on the interior. Alright, so that causes our sketch to go fully defined. If there's any extra relations, any other dimensions, this angle can be a little less critical, a little more critical, and we'll just have to see what we get. Alright, so to come up with our solution, our values, the question is from D to E, we need a length, so 1.441. Since I want this to be a visible dimension, I'm going to leave it driven, and it will show up with the gray extension lines and be part of the mix, but I won't be able to change it. Okay, so we'll come back over to the angle, 140.72. And I've seen this number vary a little bit. If you want to take it out to the fourth decimal, 1.4412 in rounding down. So that gives us our geometry with all the angles and all the clutter and mess of dimensions. Pretty much just have to go through the process. 99% of the time I will say don't delete your sketch, go ahead and problem solve, figure it out. There's a way. Sometimes with this one, if the relations or the dimensions get too ugly, then we have to go ahead and back out of it and try again. So give this one a shot, and the next one is going to have kind of that same issue. Oh, we do have a thickness, so 1.25, and we'll go ahead and accept. We'll save this and go on to the next.